Hi, I'm Cass Allen. Thank you for joining me in the Dollhouse Chronicles for another episode of 10 Men Series where we explore topics related to being grown. We talk about current affairs and we also mix it with some fun so we can take the edge off that we all need sometimes. Over the next few days, we'll be exploring issues related to an honorable man, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who pioneered in many ways with his bravery in the time that he lived in, trying to send a message about equality when there were many people going against that message. Unfortunately, to the point where he was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee, April 4th, 1968. Young man born in 29 in Atlanta, Georgia, actually. He believed that it was okay to gather and talk about things and, come together and express what we felt and discuss ways to improve as individuals and as a society, how to own your own message and have free will to be yourself. Um, I'm honored to explore some of the topics that were important to him, mainly being judged by the content of our character instead of being judged based on stereotypes and biases that come, from a lot of stuff that goes on in life. The cast over the next few days is going to explore topics related to such racism, oppression, classism, stereotypes, bias, and hopefully, you can take a message from this and also maybe get a little giggle as well because, and keeping life real, we some things are comical when we're talking about them. We have a cast here, as you can see. If you look around, we've got people of all colors, nationalities, and the like in the room. So it will definitely get interesting as you get to blatantly see how people, stereotype the things that we go through, the assumptions that we make. Some of these things are downright negative, actions. Some of them are just negative thoughts. We have a cast that's very strong here, as you already know. We have two twin doctors who are pursuing health and wellness initiatives to make things better for the dolls. And Andrea is running some errands, and she's out getting her nails done. Say hello, darling. Here's Andrea, one of the twin doctors, surrounded by people you've seen in other episodes. Some of them new. Um, some of them heavy players for 2022. You actually met the heavy players. The heavy players are the ones who signed the contracts a couple of weeks ago, even though it wasn't said. That's what's going on here. That's your main cast for the year, which are the 5 stars and 7 supporting characters. As well as backdrop people, as you know, because they go so many places. They'll be exploring a number of places now, after they signed the contracts and all split up, which was actually a day scene, even though they were dressed so beautifully, which I wanted to express to people as well. It's okay to do the glitz and glamour and look fabulous when the sun's shining. We don't have to wait till it goes down or be in church on Sunday. So they had a function that took place very early in the morning just to sign contracts. And they were all dressed beautifully, not just to represent, the beauty of the people, but for photo ops, naturally, which came as a result of each acquiring a $10 million deal on the spot. Excuse me, $100 million deal. Nevertheless, everybody's out and about running errands, and you'll see them in a number of places over the next couple of days, including out shopping, uh, scenes as you see now, mani pedis, and you'll also see them out at a rally. as well as I said, discussing a number of issues that are relative to today. You know, some things that were prevalent in the past, some that are still prevalent, some that are worse, some that appear to be better, some that may be better. You know, some are obviously better because I have the opportunity to sit here and have this conversation with you all. You know, there was a time where a person that looked like me that lived in the United States of America had to pretend that he or she could not read or could not speak English the way that it is taught, you know, in an academic setting. You know, you had to keep your head down. You had to stay silent unless you were spoken to. Um, I certainly wouldn't be sitting here showing you interracial scenes, you know, mixing dolls of different colors and ethnicities and races in the same room. I probably would not have made it this far. Well, first of all, because they did not exist, everything was of the color of this one, her, as we see. And secondly, if I had the money to be trying to make them, I probably would have been, you know, in the likes of someone like King, unfortunately, assassinated. As many great leaders at that time who were trying to rally people of color to understand that we have free will and we are not that horse that's sitting on a ranch with the rein on the post, silently waiting for a command when all the horse has to do is take his nose and nudge that rope off and walk on to his destiny. So, you know, as we do every week, we try to send a positive message and have some fun. Um, the message this week is the message that I send every week, which is about love. You know, love is not about your color, love is not about your race, love is not about your language, love is not about your money. Love is something that comes from the spirit. Love is something that comes from a source that I dare not try to describe because I don't have an understanding. But nevertheless, I do have feelings. And I know what it feels like to feel joy. I know what it feels like to feel happy, bliss, to feel a radiance inside of me, to feel something that just feels warm and wonderful. And normally when I'm experiencing those things and that happiness is coming from a loving place, either love for a friend, a family member, a loved one, a spouse, love for an event, an activity, something that's going on. Whatever the love is, it's a source that's beautiful and it gets the adrenaline going. It gets us up sometimes. It gets us to complete the day. That love for whatever we're doing, that love for that person, that gets us through the day to do that thing that we need to do. Love, baby. And that's what King was about. And he was about it on an equal level, though. And that's where the issue came because love does not conquer and divide in the way that we do. Love just is, you know. Love is not about who's got the most power, who's the cutest, the prettiest, the smartest, domain chasing, Darwinism, empirism. We could go on and on, but I choose not to digress. As you all know, this is the 10-minute series, so we don't go that deep. But I hope you enjoy this week with our babies. They've been really trying to, well, I won't say trying to, let's change that. They've been working. They've been working hard. And hopefully, you know, as the weeks go on, you all will enjoy the journey with me. I'm decided to show you the crumbles to cream in regards to how this project comes about. So one day you can look back and smile and say, you know what? I saw that get done. You know, I saw that go from the first little sketches to the little comic book, to the animation, to the XYZ, to the me even, which is a surprise to myself, but I think it's a good component breaking down what's going on here. As I said, Cast Island loves everybody. Enjoy. Peace.